your introduction about yourself.
Well, I'm Gene Lim Yee, and my husband was Mr. John Mooney from Salinas, and I've been a widow for about 7 years.
I want you to describe exactly that.
Go ahead.
Well, my grandmother would wear these two-piece outfits with the wide pants, and then the jackets. They were so beautifully done, but it was the same fabric, heavy, heavy black silk. And she had this fair fur cape that she wore over, and that's how she commuted to Stanford, up from where they lived up to the ferry thing, and she came across, and then sometimes if we knew she was coming, we'd run down from Josephine Street down to Hopkins, where the train pulled, and meet her. And it was just so cute to see her like that. And she was very proud, very fussy about her fair cape.
Could you describe her hairdo?
I think she wore it in a knob, but I'm not quite. I couldn't say positively now.
Did she own any jewelry? Did she show you any jewelry that she had?
Well, just what women wore. I'm sure she had things because, you know. Mm-hmm.
And could you describe what your grandfather dressed in?
My grandfather sometimes wore this long Chinese robe, and that's how I can picture him. Mm-hmm.
So also there was a little bit of grumbling about, not grumbling, but a little bit of rumors about your grandfather having a Native American family. Have you ever heard that?
No, I never heard that.
Really?
Boy, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of these husbands have
Yeah.
They must have.
Right.
mistresses.
Yeah. So the story we heard of,
Oh.
the ghost story is that the grandfather had a Native American family and then eventually ordered, called for a Chinese bride.
Oh,
Your-
oh.
Because he lived in different places. He lived in, well, he's in Winnemucca, but he lived in Deadwood,
Oh, where's that?
South Dakota.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess all you would have there would be either white women
Or what?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, this is really
Has
interesting.
anybody said they pursued that?
Well,
that
so
line of-
apparently one of the aunties who's gone now, knew who that family was, and so it's sort of lost. So we're kind of creeping around and trying to see if we can find
Maybe
out.
somebody should fly to
Yeah.
South Dakota
And
look
start
into
asking
that.
for a half Chinese, half Native American.
Yeah.
But what is really important is that you actually remember what your grandfather looked like. And I think it's very important that you said he wore the Chinese robe.
Oh yeah.
He was tall.
Mm-hmm.
He was very kind.
So Wendy, my question is, have you heard your mom speak about any stories that now that she's on camera, that you might want to remind her to tell?
Well, I think a charming story is, I think when she told me that when she and her brothers were older, I think either teenagers or maybe going to UC Berkeley, there was this charming case of mistaken identity. They saw that they were in a restaurant in Chinatown in San Francisco, and they saw this man that my mom thought had been their Chinese private tutor, that she referred to, that he used to come to their house. So they invited him to share the meal at the restaurant.
And he
with them.
did.
And he did.
Okay, wait. Let's have you tell the whole story. And then
I wasn't picking him up at all.
Well, you were young with your brothers. Tell the story, Mother. It really is.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
time?
It's just funny that well, he
After he ate the
came.
meal, then they found out he wasn't the tutor.
Yeah, he wasn't the tutor.
I start from the beginning so we can get it on camera. So you were in a restaurant in Chinatown.
Yeah, and we were having the meal, and I thought he was the tutor. So I asked him to join us, and he did. And he wasn't the guy.
Were you a young woman?
Stupid, huh?
Yeah.
Around what time?
She's not that high on common sense.
Was this
No, I'm not.
was this the 1920s?
Oh, no.
Oh,
30s?
long before
30s.
the
when she
30s.
was probably in high school or
I see.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And you
Old
married-
enough to know better.
Yeah.
And mentioned that your mother was from a pioneer family. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
And that her father was a minister?
Well, he was an educator. He taught Chinese
And then a merchant.
and a merchant.
And her grandmother, her maternal grandmother was born here. Because I saw the death certificate.
And what's the maiden name? Your
Wong.
mother's maiden name?
My mother,
Suhu.
Suhu.
Oh, I know the Suhu family, yes.
You do?
Yeah,
Well, there's different Suhus.
Yeah, it was the famous educator was, they lived through the earthquake. It was, well, anyway, they had a lot of children.
No, that's
No,
not.
no.
They had 4 daughters and 2 sons. And one of them, the eldest daughter, Rose Suhu, married Joseph Shum.
Oh,
who's
sure.
founder of the National Dollar Store.
And then we were close families, because
On both
she,
sides.
so because they had 3 children, so, and they lived in Oakland, so we were together a lot. My mother and her sister and
They were very close.
So there are a lot of stories, a lot of pioneer stories.
Mm-hmm.
Did your family ever talk about the effects of the Chinese exclusion law? You know, the fact that the Chinese were not allowed to come after 1882.
I never heard it.
Or they were,
I never heard it.
how about Angel Island?
Oh, Angel Island. My father worked there
Before
at
Shum.
one time.
Was he an interpreter?
Yeah.
And a
And-
photographer.
And he became an expert bridge player commuting on the ferry every morning to Angel Island.
So this is the son of
Uh,
the railroad
yeah,
worker.
yeah, yep.
He's working on Angel Island as an interpreter.
But Angel Island, remember, came into existence long after
Oh, yes,
my
1910.
great-grandfather came.
Yes, but it's part of that same heritage of,
Yes.
of Chinese immigration.
Yeah, yes.
Did your father tell you about his experiences?
Oh, sometimes, you know.
So he was an interpreter, but he also took pictures. Would he take pictures for
Yeah.
the service?
He probably did. He's quite a photographer.
Was it photographs of the island or of the people?
I think it was, maybe the whole thing, but at least of the people that I know.
Do you have any of these photographs, or do you know how?
No.
Maybe you could find some that are attributed to your father.
We have a lot of family.
A lot of
photographs
family
that took in the 1890s because I have the negatives. He did his own developing of black and white.
So your father took pictures of his father too.
Yeah. And, you know,
Oh yeah, he has. I have a lot of the negatives.
do we have a picture of the family in our backyard?
Yeah, this was taken by I think my grandfather took this picture.
Yeah.
It's your father.
And this behind is 1327 Joseph
Where
in the backyard. And when he had lawn there was a cellar behind him with stairs down. But I think he told me he set the camera up and then somebody else, because he had to be in the picture.
Yeah.
Somebody else did the whatever. But this was before you were born. It's when they only had your older brother.
that's Worley
This
and
is 1914.
Worley and Bob.
It's the R-Lim photo. This has my
Oh,
grandfather's.
nice.
See.
So I think I'll have you, when you get on camera.
Oops.
Oh, hang on.
This is a very
You know what?
dangerous tool.
Yeah, I'm sorry
It's
about it.
unbalanced.
It's,
Worley,
okay, we're going to go.
Oh, sorry.
you do it.
I need
You do
just
that
a-
part.
Just about, okay. Go ahead.
You're going to talk more about the railroad and the connection with your father.
Well,
Did your father, he took a lot of photographs, and he took photographs of the family and your grandfather.
And
Yeah.
Wendy, what were you telling your mom?
I'm going to turn it off for a minute.
This is fascinating that you have such documentation,
Mhm.
you know, and
Yeah.
that your father had so many talents.
oh, yes.
But did he sell his photographs? This was just a hobby.
Oh, no, that was a family, that was a private thing, that's all.
But when he took photographs for the service on Angel Island, that was
Oh,
part of
that
his
was a
job.
job.
So we didn't hear too much about your own life after college. How
Oh.
did you raise how many kids you have and what did you do?
I had 3 children, And now I have 3 children and 3 great-grandchildren, and 4. 4 grandchildren, that's right, because that's the newest way. So there's a newest one.
If you, when,
They live in Albany, next to Berkeley.
so when did you get married?
God, when did I get married? June 3rd, 1942. Oh, well. I talk to him every day and tell him everything. Yeah.
And then, and where was your first home? You want to talk about how you?
Yeah, our first home was in San Francisco, right by Ghirardelli Square.
Oh, right there.
The rental.
So, outside of Chinatown?
They never lived in Chinatown.
Never lived in
It's
China.
just that during that time, it was very hard for Chinese to live outside of Chinatown.
There were
Because the people,
exceptions.
people did not rent.
That's true.
That's
There were
true.
exceptions.
So your neighbors were all white.
Yeah. We sort of had what was like in this this house, what was the downstairs, and it was converted to a little apartment. And then there was their extra part of their lot was a beautiful garden. And we could just walk to Ghirardelli Square. In fact, we passed it.
It's right next door.
That was
Today.
when it was a chocolate factory.
Yeah. But we passed it just
Well, it's next door.
yeah.
And so you raised 3 children in this neighborhood?
On Berkeley.
In Berkeley.
Oh, in Berkeley, I see. When did you move to Berkeley? After the war?
My husband's gone 3.5 years during the war. He was overseas.
And so you lived in Berkeley in the,
I lived at home with my parents
in San Francisco?
in Berkeley.
Oh, in Berkeley.
They never lived
I never lived there. Yeah. So
And one last thing about your grandmother. So you had quite vivid memories of your grandmother.
oh yeah, she was a vivid person. Oh yeah, you know when the bridges were built, she walked across both bridges until they stopped her. She was a very independent woman.
She walked across the bridge for
As far as they let it before they caught her.
the scenery of it, for the.
Oh yeah, oh, it was something wonderful happening.
So obviously she didn't have bound feet.
No, oh no.
And did she ever tell you about her background, that she was, where she came from in China?
Well, I really didn't know that. Uh-huh.
Did your father talk about it?
No, no.
No. Anything else you wanted to talk about your family, your
Oh,
life?
no, I have a nice family, wonderful daughter.
Do you have regular family reunions? This big.
We have had before, we haven't recently.
Great.
Well, this piece of jade was my father's stick pin. And so when he passed away, I was given the jade, so I wanted to, I had it made into a ring. And the jeweler, there was a pretty nice jeweler in Berkeley, and I gave it to him to work on. And I was totally surprised that it came out such a contemporary setting, but I've really enjoyed it. My necklace.